they've really gone in hard. And this is a statement. I'll give you the statement that they put out on Sunday night, because this statement basically put their cards on the table, and they basically were saying that we believe that there is a case for him to answer. Here's the statement. There was Chelsea Football Club today lodged a formal complaint with the FA regarding inappropriate language directed at John Obi Mikel by referee Mark Clattenburg. This is a result of a thorough investigation carried out by the club and led by outside legal counsel of all information available to us, including interviews with a number of players and staff. Now, there is more of that, which we'll give you in just a second. But as far as Chelsea as a football club are concerned, they put that out last night after putting out an initial statement. Here's the second half of it. There was not sufficient evidence to support a second claim to the FA with regard to the alleged verbal abuse of another first-team player. We will cooperate fully with the FA and the police as they each investigate the matter. As events on Sunday are now subject to those investigations, we are unable to comment further until those processes are complete. Now, just before I get your views, chaps, to be clear, they made an initial statement on Sunday night after the Chelsea-Manchester United Premier League game, and they accused Mark Clattenburg of inappropriate language towards two players, Mikel and Marta. Now, they gave their complaint to the Premier League delegate. He gave it to the FA, and that chain of events was set in motion. Since then, that statement you just heard, that was put out last night, and they were basically saying there isn't enough evidence to support the second claim that he used inappropriate language towards Juan Mata, but they're pressing ahead with their claim towards Jean-Obi Mikel. Arsene Wenger was saying you've jumped too soon, you should have got your facts straight before you went in there. Is he right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it sort of smells of a wounded animal lashing out, to be honest. I think a lot of people are going to look at Chelsea and think that they're retaliating because everyone hates Chelsea. Everyone loves to hate Chelsea at the moment. They think the world's against them. They really are closing ranks. And again, if you are going to do that, then you are best to just keep it all under hat, do it right, and then let it come out like a silent assassin. But for me, they were very, very vocal.
I thought the wording was curious because they used the word inappropriate language, which is not the same as racist language. So it makes me wonder.
Why do you think they did that?
Well, on the one hand, I'm thinking, is it going to be a term? Is he going to have said something that could be racist depending on how you looked at it? Or is it him just, if he was inappropriate to me, suggests more like he was insulting and abusive, which, if I'm reading that and I'm thinking that's almost neither here nor there, I don't really care if Mark Clattenburg calls John Obi Mikel a bad word. But perhaps they used inappropriate because they're trying to avoid future legal action against the club if he's found to be not guilty.
But that doesn't matter now, does it? Because there's been enough mud thrown at Clattenburg, whether he's proven innocent, well, not guilty, but if he's proven innocent, then people are still going to associate him with being a racist.
Well, the interesting thing, and he is not. So
no,
we've got to be clear,
but we know
he does not have a case to answer at the moment. There is no suspicion that he's guilty of any wrongdoing.
It will stick.
And here's another thing, is that it's also said in the statement that we have spoken to members of staff and our first team players. And what have the members of staff got to do with it? If this happened on the pitch, then there weren't members of staff on the pitch. It just seems like they're trying to cover as many bases as possible.
And we didn't see no reaction from the players immediately. Like, 1 second, if you're in a football match or on the football pitch and something like that kicks off, you go. You just immediately bring it to the ref's attention, or you have a pot. None of that happened.
Okay. Well, this is a back page of the Daily Express today. Ref set to sue Chelsea. And as the two chaps here in the studio have been intimating, if he is cleared and exonerated by the Football Association and indeed the police, would he have a strong case to take legal action against Chelsea? Well, we've got a specialist sports lawyer, Richard Cramer, to join us on the show to talk all about this issue. And first question to you, Richard, thank you very much indeed for joining us, is indeed, does Mark Clattenburg have any kind of legal case if he is exonerated?
It's a very good question. I certainly believe that Clattenburg will be very ably assisted at the moment by his union. It looks like the organisation that runs the referees and protects the referees will certainly be guiding him through this process. And I think it's almost inevitable that Clattenburg will now be seeking independent legal advice from the union or from perhaps an expert solicitor or firm of solicitors that focus heavily on what's called reputation management. It's very much a buzzword these days. Now, if I was advising Clattenburg, I would be carrying out what's called a watching brief. I would be checking all the statements coming out from Chelsea. I'll be checking statements which the FA are making. I'll be trying to build up a picture as to what's going on here. And I believe that if, let's say, the matter does not proceed any further and the FA decide they're not going to prosecute, or if there was an equivalent of an FA disciplinary hearing and he was found innocent or found not guilty, then I suspect Clattenburg will look very closely at bringing a claim which could be in defamation for, in effect, the statement issued by Chelsea last night, and I think another statement was issued shortly after the game as well. And there's no doubt at the moment Clattenburg will feel no doubt very upset as to what's happened, and I think he will feel that his reputation is damaged. But only time will tell. I don't think he will be jumping in now and issuing defamation proceedings. It will take its natural course, although for Clattenburg himself, he has to bear in mind that there is a limitation period of 1 year to issue proceedings. It's probably the shortest limitation period to issue proceedings in any form or cause of action. So I think Clattenburg will want the matter to move ahead fairly quickly, so that if in the end he's found not guilty, he can take appropriate action.